Yeah, welcome to Puerto Rico, the six-player version. This is the politician, and this is a nice thing like the diplomat from Concordia, so you can copy the previous role, but not get the privilege. And this has been used a lot. uh, so we had a lot of burgermeister, so a lot of colony ships filling in. And this is the the nine space ship. Um, so yeah, um, because you have to respect the thickness of the original tiles. So if you take out, for example, an original tile, it's all shiny, of course. This is not shiny because it's a deskjet printer, but yeah, and I should also trim a little bit. Uh, yeah, they don't have the black borders, but it's about the thickness. So the thickness is more or less the same. You know, so you need some cardboard to replicate this thickness. But that was easy to find. So you have the harbor, hacienda, and for English speakers, of course. And the guy who made the fronts, the front was Brazilian Portuguese, I think. But it's not really very important. But you also need to do some work for the backside, because the original tiles are identical front and back. The Of course, the eternal question is the factory and the university. Where's the thing? Yeah, so the fanatics want 6th value for the factory and a 7th value for the university or something like that. We never changed that because the original board, everything is oriented towards the original valuation of these things. But I can imagine that some people want to change it, and again, this 6th player version is a good way to get rid of the old valuations. The extra victory points were quite a nightmare to cut out, because if you have this honeycomb design as it was presented in the JPEG, you can imagine, of course, already, but I'll show it for documentation purposes. You can cut out with a scissors inside, but they will still remain connected on the sides with the center hexagon. So you have to go round, and yeah, it's a painful process. Some other guy also made end game victory points tokens. These are tens. And this is very useful because when you run out of victory points, the game ends, but the round still continues. So people can continue to gain victory points, but there are none to hand out. So this is a good way to provide for that. And they have a different color structure, so you're not going to use them for handing out victory points during the game, but only at the end of the game. So I think I'll use them outside of the 6th player, so I'll keep it out. Yeah, of course, the coffee things you need You need a good backside because you're grabbing from a coffee cup or something the tiles like this, right? What I did was, it's of course not identical, but what I did was I took the manual and I enlarged an example image of the manual where they showed the backside of the plantation tiles, and that fit perfectly with the backside that I had to design for the 6-player version. So I have the backs for everything now, and yeah, the quarry is double-sided, so that is not a big deal. But things like mice or corn or indigo, they all need a green backside. So it was a little bit more work than I thought. It cost me a day or something, but it resulted in 6 people having a great time, and the game itself was tense as ever, and a fantastic game. A great way to pass an evening. About, I think, 2.5 to 3 hours. But everybody was continually invested in the game, thinking ahead, planning. Yeah, and Puerto Rico has this great property that once things go your way, the game kind of starts to sing in your head. It has this emergent flow kind of feeling that is impossible to describe and very hard to find in a typical game, because most games don't sing, but this one does, and so does, for example, Power Grid, and has the same magical feature. Yeah, so there you go. It's not perfect, but people accept this, and it's serviceable. It's the best I could do. I could not, for a game that is played every 3 years, I was not going to cut a wooden bar into pieces, then glue them or paint them with the appropriate colors. But you can simply make out hexagon for the corn. So the form is already provided in the example. So I hope you got some inspiration. It is, well, I wouldn't say it's easy to do, because these hexagons, you need a good pair of scissors. You need a good printer, of course. So use your office printer. Then you also have because most office printers are laser printers. So your printouts will shine a little bit more and slide better. Yeah, but DeskJet printer works just as well. Use the highest quality that you can find. I have an Epson. It's better than most DeskJet printers, but not ideal for shuffling, for example, of cards. Impossible, in fact. So next up will be in February, where we are planning with some other friends who also requesting, unbeknownst to my earlier experience, or specifically asking for Puerto Rico. So yeah, don't sell your copy. That's all I can say. And yeah, I will try to find the time to film playthrough of the San Juan solo version, which is also a long overdue project. But yeah, all thanks to Ravensburger or Alea. Okay, bye bye.